Greetings everybody! Welcome to my personal museum, aka my bedroom. This is my dearly beloved friend Ophelia, a beloved rose given to me by the Phantom himself. So, I decided that since I've been terribly lazy, and that's very naughty of me, I thought that I'd do a double bill just to make up for the fact that I've been such a very naughty little girl. I decided to do 2 books this time. Before I begin, I noticed that a lot of you have been using clips from Perfume for Gemma Doyle videos. I am unfortunately guilty for that as well at some points. I just wanted to correct you guys on that. Here I have with me the book, which is a wonderful book by Patrick Suskind. It's about a man who is growing up in Georgian France. He is born with no scent of his own, but he can smell absolutely anything. And because of this, everybody seems to be afraid of him and they hate him. And if you read between the lines, you can see why. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? I don't know what to say. I'm completely lost for words. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. I just had a brain fart back there. He has no scent of his own. He can smell anything. Everybody hates him. And then he falls in love with this girl who is very beautiful. And he falls in love with her scent. And he kills her out of fascination. And when he kills her, he realizes that her scent is even stronger when she's dead. So, he finds that he can capture beauty through the scent of beautiful virgin girls, so he learns how to make them into perfume after killing them. Isn't that nice? While he is making perfume, he realizes that he needs one key ingredient, and that key ingredient is this beautiful young girl called Laura, who's so beautiful that everyone falls in love with her. I'm not going to say anything else because that would spoil the book. And I really want you guys to read this book because it is amazing. I had so much fun reading this book. I mean, look at all these stickies here. I read this for English class and I could not put it down. It was amazing. By the way, like I said, a lot of people have used clips from the film for clips of Gemma or Karthik, and I just wanted to correct you guys in that. As for using Carolyn Hereford, I don't necessarily mind Carolyn Hereford as Gemma. I think she's very beautiful. I think she's adorable. Using Rachel Hardwood as Laura for Gemma, not a good idea because Laura is more like Pippa than Gemma. To my great surprise, Laura has more of a character in the film than the book because it is indicated in the book that she is, she is set to marry this man whom she doesn't really want to marry because her father knows that the Jean-Baptiste Cornuille is out there and targeting beautiful virgin girls. And that's pretty similar to Pippa's situation because she is very beautiful and she's very caged by the fact that everyone falls in love with her. You see more of her emotions in the film than in the book, to my great surprise, because Laura's just pretty. In the book, she's just beautiful. We don't see much of her character. That's why I don't think using Laura as Gemma is the best idea in the world. Plum Girl, maybe, but not Laura. Anyway, I'm saying anyway a lot. What am I doing? In Grace's last video, she mentioned in the end the cheap Botticelli ripoff of an angel. And she said it reminded her of Interview with the Vampire. I don't think Lestat would approve of that because it looks like a very cheap Botticelli ripoff. I really like Interview with the Vampire, so I decided to review that as well. So, Grace, this is all your fault. This is basically about a vampire being interviewed by a young boy who doesn't really believe in vampires at first, but then he listens to the story and he starts to believe in it. As a matter of fact, he plays a very big role, well, not so much of a big role, but he plays a role in the rest of the Chronicles, particularly Queen of the Damned, where he is actually turned into a vampire. The story of his life is basically he loses his brother to a slight case of death, and he is turned by the ever-so-fabulous vampire Lestat. He's forced to kill people in order to survive by drinking their blood. But he doesn't want to because he's such an emo, so he drinks blood from rats because Louis is just that pathetic. His hunger for human blood is so overwhelming that he drinks from a 5-year-old girl who Lestat later turns into a vampire. And throughout the years, Louis and Claudia hate Lestat, and they fall in love, which is very sweet. Claudia grows up in her mind, so it's not that pedophilic, I don't think. Brilliant book. Wonderful book. And I think the film was great, but it could have done better with a better cast. The cast was too Hollywood for my liking. I happen to be a very big fan of the books. I haven't read them all yet, but I absolutely love them. I think the characters are interesting, and the writing style is fantastic, because this book is, this is the first of the Chronicles. Actually, my favorite of the Chronicles is Queen of the Damned, because, you know, there are more characters in that one. It's more versatile. You're introduced to characters like you get to see more of Armand, you get to see more of Marius, or Pandora, Maël, Cayman, Akasha, Enkiel, Jesse, Maharet, Makari, and it's just so fascinating that way. And whenever you hear the stories of these characters, you're being narrated in the language that these characters would speak, which is just so fascinating to me. And Anne Rice has a very wonderful talent of capturing the tone of voice of the characters in the narrations, so I think that's really exciting. I love these books, and this is the first of the books. This is actually a copy that I bought from my dad, because he hadn't read it, but he said it was interesting, so I bought it for him. And yeah, I need to get a hardcover copy of all the Chronicles. Wonderful book, and if you want to read the Chronicles, I recommend highly that you start from the beginning. And don't trust the films. Interview with the Vampire was great, but the cast sucked. Queen of the Damned had a wonderful cast, but the script sucked monkey balls. I'm just going to shut up now. So, I'm just gonna shut up.